You've embraced hard work and you achieved success. When it comes to your financial future, there's no leaving it to chance, but there is a lot to consider. Estate tax, market volatility, income tax, Social Security, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. I'm Southwest Florida's financial planner, Alfie Townsend, and protecting and growing your nest egg is my business. Coming up on today's show,
are you ready to retire? Your retirement simulator. Insights on market timing. And much more.
Welcome to Saving the Investor with certified financial planner, investment advisor, and insurance professional Alfie Townsend, president of Advantage Retirement Group. Alfie is a published author, radio show host, speaker, and industry leader.
why do you use an annuity? A lot of people use it for the wrong thing.
He works with retirees and pre-retirees to build and protect their nest egg and offers his experience to help those concerned about financial independence in retirement. If you've got questions about retirement, Saving the Investor starts now.
Hello, everybody. I am Craig Wolf, and I am here with Southwest Florida's certified financial planner, Alfie Townsend. Alfie, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Let's talk about the factors that go into your decision as to whether you're ready to retire. Obviously, you would think that concern number one is, do you have enough money to retire?
Well, the main concern is, am I going to get, you have to make sure that you're going to not just live to age 80 or 85, you got to have enough money to last into your 90s.
People are living a lot longer.
People are living, so you could be retired longer than you worked.
You mentioned that at one of your workshops. That's amazing.
So that's one of the factors is, do I have enough money and income? Because income is going to be the main source. You know, you don't have a paycheck anymore, so your paycheck is going to be your portfolio money, your money that we create for you with our income plan. So that's one aspect of it. But then another aspect is retirement is really not good for everybody, Craig. Some people retire. How many, Craig, I'm sure you've heard of it, and I've seen it many times, where someone worked for a company for their whole life, 65 years old, they retire, and they died within a year. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
No, I have.
And it's because they had, it wasn't from it could have been from a sickness, but what happens is their brain needs to keep moving. And they're not happy if they're not accomplishing something. So they don't have a purpose. They had a purpose when they were working, but then they sold their business. We have a client that this happened to, and they were in the real estate business, and they sold. She was always busy, and when they sold their property, she became very, very sick, emotionally sick, and it just it really was the worst thing that could have ever happened when they sold that property.
Yeah, it happened in my own family. I had a family member whose longevity was compromised by the fact that he really wasn't ready to retire, even though there was enough money, in this case, to retire. You have to be physically ready to retire also. I mean, you want to be able to travel and play golf and go rock climbing or do things you couldn't do when you were working.
Yeah, so that's, people ask me, I'm 56 years old, so people ask me, when are you going to retire, Alfie? And I see myself doing this for many, many years. The good Lord keeps me here. I'm going to do this for many, many years. But I tell them I could see myself taking a month off, take a nice vacation for a month. I've never, in 35 years of doing this, the longest vacation I've had was less than 2 weeks. Vacation, because I feel like I don't want to be away, but I would like to be able to down the road take a month off, even take 2 months off if I want in a year. So, but so we have those conversations with our clients. Are you sure you're mentally ready to retire? We have plans. We're going to see our grandchildren. We're going to travel. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. So as long as you have plans, so that's what we do at the Advantage Retirement Group, is we're going to talk about not just their financials and put that income plan and put that financial plan in place for them to retire, but we want to make sure they're emotionally ready too.
So the bottom line is, it's not just about having a large enough nest egg, there are other considerations to put into play.
Yes.
That's the bottom line. That could be a new topic for us.
Bottom line.
The bottom line with Southwest Florida's certified financial planner, Alfie Townsend. Alfie, thank you.
Thank you.
Don't forget to pick up the phone right now with any of your questions or concerns and give Alfie a call. The phone number is 239-747-1080.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
All you have to do is turn on the news to see that we live in a world that seems to be in constant turmoil. And what world affairs can unleash in the financial markets is enough to keep you awake at night. It makes you wonder how safe your investments are and has you asking yourself, what can you do to protect your hard-earned nest egg in an uncertain world? Well, we've got some help with our latest workshop. It's called How World Affairs Impact Your Financial Affairs. It's full of plain-spoken, to-the-point information and how to get a handle on your retirement savings, maintaining a firm grip, and growing it going forward. It comes straight from the man who's been helping people just like you for more than 30 years. Certified financial planner, radio talk show host, and TV personality, Alfie Townsend. Plus, we hold the workshop at one of the best restaurants in the world, and dinner is on us. Join us at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, but you need to act quickly because seating is limited. Call 239-747-1080. If you've never attended our workshop and have saved $500,000 or more, nail down your spot right now by calling 239-747-1080. That's 239-747-1080. Don't wait. Seating is very limited.
Welcome to Coffee with a Coach. I love these segments because I get to talk and tell stories. And the story I'm going to tell today is about a great friend of mine. His name is Captain Tom. We go back many, many years. I first met him when we used to ride Harley Davidsons. But anyway, he was a pilot that just retired recently from American Airlines. And he was there almost 40 years, the same job for almost 40 years. So that's awesome. And he flew the 777. He ended up flying the 777. But he did the 757, the 67, the 777. But one thing in common, what he would tell me, he would always go to Dallas for these tests. And I said, what do they do there? He goes, well, what they do is they put you in a simulator. And it's an airplane simulator that is as replica of his plane, and it's as real as real. He says, it just looks like you're flying the plane inside. It's so realistic. I said, well, what do they do in there? And he says, what they do is they put you through these exercises to see how you're going to handle certain conditions and circumstances, such as if you had a bird strike, if you lost hydraulics on the takeoff or the landing, how you would react, if altitude, just cabin pressure, just many, many things. So what he would do is, he would have to, he says it was horrendous because you would have to react. And a lot of times your reactions, if it was a real deal, you would crash and burn. It would have been crash and burn because you made the wrong choices. But most of the times he said, it was great to have this exercise because if something did happen, he knew in the simulator he acted right, and he would act right if something like that happened in real life. Well, that's what we do here at the Advanced Retirement Group. We're going to put your retirement plan through a simulator. Don't you want to know if you're going to crash and burn or soar like an eagle? That's what it does. It's going to look at your whole picture, and it's going to give it thousands and thousands of different scenarios, financial scenarios, and it's going to dissect it from the inside out, and then it's going to grade it. It's going to grade it saying you're going to have a 50% chance of making it through retirement. You might have, our goal is to be in the 90% and above. We want 100 in a lot of cases, but we want 90 to above. A lot of time, though, the ones that we review, when people come in and bring their stuff, it's about 60%, sometimes even 30%, believe it or not. So what we want to do is offer this to you today. We want to do a financial simulator on your retirement plan and run your plan that you have now through our retirement simulator and see how the grade comes out. It's worthwhile to do. We love to hear from you. give us a call on the number that you're seeing, and we'll get that to you.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
You have built a nest egg from your years of hard work, and now you're retired or you're about to be. What are your plans for those hard-earned dollars? Putting money away is one thing, but you need a holistic strategy for many different reasons. Whether it's reducing taxes, generating income, minimizing risk, or maximizing Social Security, what counts is what you do with your money. And that's where our retirement simulator can help. Let us give you, at no charge and with no obligation, a look inside your portfolio to see what is really going on. Our retirement simulator will put your financial plan through a strenuous test to identify any weaknesses that we need to address. What we show you may well surprise you, and what you find out could save you big time. Give certified financial planner Alfie Townsend a call. For more than 3 decades, he has been helping people just like you. If you have saved $500,000 or more, call Alfie at 239-747-1080. What you learn from our retirement simulator could end up adding more to your retirement than you ever imagined. Call Alfie at 239-747-1080. You've got nothing to lose and maybe a whole lot to gain. Frank.
Yes.
You got a question for Alfie?
I do.
What is it?
Hi, Alfie. Annuities. So I have asked many investment people about a good diverse portfolio, and I always thought that a fixed annuity would make sense. But I talked to some people from Fisher, and they said never buy an annuity. I've talked to others that said it depends on the kind of annuity, and then others say they love annuities. Help me. Do I need an annuity in my portfolio?
Frank, that's a question we hear all the time because there's so many Ken Fisher commercials out there, and he says, I hate annuities and you should too. Well, let me give you an example. I had a BMW once that went in the shop 16 times, but it wasn't considered a lemon because it was different problems each time they fixed it. But they did end up giving me another car. Does that mean I'll never buy a BMW again? No. And it's the same thing about annuities. There's some annuities that are awful out there that I would not want. That's called the variable annuities. But the people that really say, I hate annuities and you should too, and the thing about that is that's really a false statement because maybe he doesn't understand how annuities are work. If you think about this, if we can show you an income from an annuity that you would literally have to make 7% withdrawal out of that account, and you're going to run out of money. So annuities are geared for a bond alternative to give you income that you're not going to run out, and your portfolio is going to give you the growth that you need to fight inflation. So a lot of times annuities are just to create your own pension. It's not something for long-term investing that try to fight inflation. It's something there to give you some peace of mind, and also with a portfolio they work great together. But if you don't understand that, you're going to say it's bad because you don't understand it. And not everything can be bad.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters. We all have a picture of our perfect retirement. But how do we get there? At Advantage Retirement Group, helping you get there is our business. We're passionate about getting to know you, learning your hopes and dreams. Why? So we can work with you to achieve them. How? By maximizing the money you've saved, minimizing the dollars you pay in taxes and the risk you are exposed to, and creating a retirement income plan that ensures your savings lasts a lifetime. We're thankful to work with so many wonderful people, and we'd love to work with you too. Call Advantage Retirement Group today for your no-cost, no-obligation evaluation. 239-747-1080. Your retirement is too important to put off. Call now, 239-747-1080.
There must be thousands of books out there on investing. Unfortunately, most involve a large investment of your time, not to mention all the technical language and puzzling explanations. Well, let me tell you about Alfie Townsend, a certified financial planner, radio talk show host, author, and TV personality. He's been helping people like you for more than 30 years, and his latest book is called Keeping You on the Retirement Fairway. It is a completely different take on getting you the key knowledge needed to make the right decisions and implementing the right strategies to maximize your retirement dollars. It's full of actual stories about real people, showing what they've done wrong and what they've done right. And on top of all of that, it won't cost you 1 red cent if you're one of the first 10 people to call our show today. Our phone number is 239-747-1080. If you save for retirement, give us a jingle right now. You'll get, for absolutely free, a plain spoken read that highlights the building blocks of investing without sounding like a college textbook. Call 239-747-1080. 239-747-1080 right now to get the book Keeping You on the Retirement Fairway. It's on us, so what do you have to lose? Call 239-747-1080.
Welcome to another segment of Team Talk. I'm Mary Thompson in studio with Alfie Townsend, our founder and president of Advantage Retirement Group. And you know, Alfie, people are looking for, when they're looking for a financial advisor, there's a lot of places they could go. They could go to a bank that has a broker in it. They could go to another independent advisor. But you are a certified financial planner. Yeah. And that really is like the top of the ladder when it comes to credentials in the financial planning world. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, I always talk about, as a certified financial planner, you have to look at the classification that we have, the classes that we have to go through, the tests that we have to take, and it's grueling. It's grueling. It was the hardest thing I ever had to do, but it was worth it, because what the certified financial planner professional has to look at is they have to look at taxes. They have to look at the fundamental financial planning. They have to look at estate planning. They have to look at so many different things, and not just insurance also. So when I was taking that test, Mary, I had to literally learn about homeowners insurance. Now, why car insurance? Well, why do I have to know about that? Because I have to look at everything holistically, right. And that's the big difference.
Right, and when you're talking to people and understanding their personal situation, you do look at their tax return, where are the different sources of income that are coming in, yes. What are their expenses, and what are some of their goals and values and all of that. So you are looking at the entire picture. So what about when it comes to, they come to you and say, Alfie, we have not done any estate planning, we don't have any wills, how do you kind of coach them through that process?
Well, a lot of times that's the first question I ask. Do you have a will? Do you have a trust? Do you have your power of attorney? Do you have, so these are things, what I have to look at is I have to make sure that they're set up, if something were to happen to them, that they're not in a situation that is going to go through probate. And, a lot of times people come in, they don't have a will. A lot of times they talk about it. Like we'll get around to it. They're getting around to it, but a lot of times, how easy it is to get around to it and never happen. So, right. So as a certified financial planner professional, what I have to be, I call it the quarterback. I'm the right. quarterback on the team, because I'm not going to do their trust work, but right. but I understand enough about it that I know that they most likely need a trust, or they need these different documents, or they need life insurance for estate planning. So that's the thing. I'm not just, a lot of advisors out there, they might just have portfolios, period. Right. But they don't do the rest of the, like Paul Harvey says, the rest of the story is right. everything. Right. Everything. And so between that and your insurances to make sure that you have income coming in, so we have to look at everything. And if it is an attorney that I might have to refer you to an attorney. I might have to refer you to a CPA because you have some problems, maybe some things that you could have redone on your taxes. So that's what my job is as a quarterback, is to make sure that you're situated. And I always say this: if you can have a heart surgeon or a general practitioner, and you're going through surgery, you're going to have open heart surgery, you're going to want the best of the best.
Absolutely.
And you want the one like my neurosurgeon. Right. Perfect example. He went to Dartmouth. That's where he graduated, but then he did his internship at Harvard and Yale. So, and when you have a good doctor is when the nurses at the hospital are saying, Alfie, you got the best. You got the best, because they don't work for him. So that's what it is. So if you can have someone that has that CFP behind their name, It's very, very important because that means they did the extra work to get you through retirement.
Absolutely. Thank you, Alfie. If you'd like to work with a certified financial planner that looks at your situation holistically, give us a call.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
Let's say you stowed away enough of your hard-earned dollars to retire comfortably. It's one thing to pay your fair share of taxes. It's the patriotic thing to do. It's altogether different when you pay more than you have to. Whether it's your 401k, IRA, or some other retirement account, taxes play a key role in your investment strategy. And if you don't play your cards right, it could have a significant effect on your retirement lifestyle. So you've got to have a strategy for minimizing your taxes that legally saves you more money than you probably ever imagined every single year. If you've saved enough money for retirement, call Alfie Townsend at 239-747-1080. That's 239-747-1080. And we'll show you how to make sure you don't squander your hard-earned retirement. Call 239-747-1080. What you learn could save you thousands and thousands of dollars. Call 239-747-1080.
And welcome back. We are here with Alfie Townsend. People like to think that they're pros and they can time the market. Let's talk about market timing, and I've heard you talk about track record investing as well. Can you cover that?
Yeah, well, market timing, it's one of the, if we could time the market, wouldn't it be a fantastic thing? Now, sometimes we get lucky, but just think if your plan is the market time, and that's people that get in and get out, get in and get out. So if we have a client that would, I tell clients this at the very beginning of, if they want to go and do, they want to hire me as their advisor, I tell them, Craig, that the markets, when the markets do start to get a little volatile, we spend a lot of time on your volatility and your number that we came up with. So if you ever were to come to me and say, Alfie, I want to go to cash, at that point, I'm going to talk you out of it, and I tell them at that point, I'm going to tell you, if you love fishing, I'm going to tell you, go fishing. I'm going to tell you, go play golf. Don't do this. And if you insist I go to cash, then I will, and I tell people, I will let you go as a client. I will let you go as a client because I would be doing you a disservice. If I knew the people that got out in 08, the people that got out in 08 never to this day made their money back, because they panicked. And so market timing is getting out, and think about it, you'd have to get back, when are you going to get back in? So you have to be right twice, when to get out and when to get back in. When to get out and when to get back in. And it's creating taxes, a lot of times it's creating losses, and then you're getting in. So what happens, a lot of times people get out, Craig, when they're market timing, they get out after it goes down, they get out. And then they see it go back up, and then they get back in. And then they got out at the low, back in at the high, and it's a disaster. It's a recipe for disaster when it comes to building a portfolio and doing it. The way to do it is take advantage of those down markets by rebalancing. You're going to buy what goes down. If the market goes down 10 days in a row, what we're going to do is take that cash in there and buy what went down. So when it comes back up, you own more of what went down. And that's what, having an advisor that manages that way it will create return for you. It creates added premium, and premium is added return.
I've heard you mention track record investing before. Tell us about that.
Well, what that is, Craig, is people that want to look at a Morningstar report. That's a financial magazine. They look at Morningstar report, and they might look for the best funds, how they performed over the last 5 years, 10 years. And they say, you know what, I'm going to pick that fund based on how it performed. But the problem doing that is that there's no indication that it's going to perform like that over the next 5 years or 10 years. Because there's a perfect example. There was a fund that was Legg Mason Fund in Maryland. and it was Bill Miller was the manager of that fund, and he was a superstar for years and years and years, beating the S&P for like 10 years. And then all of a sudden, during the '08 and beyond, he gave all those returns back and then some. And so, you never want to just look at what's doing good now and think it's going to do good the next 5 years, because it doesn't work that way. That, what might have been good might have been large companies or maybe a sector that he was in, and now all of a sudden that sector is no good, or the large caps, what he's invested in, is no good. And so you want to have a balanced portfolio, so returns come from owning the market. It's owning the internationals, the emerging markets, the small caps, the large caps. And so if you invest that way, you're not going to worry about trying to chase different sectors. That drive you crazy, trying to chase and always change. You want to have a solid plan in place, and that keeps you prudent.
Good information on track record investing. Thank you, Alfie. It can be confusing out there right now with all the information that's available for you from every direction about your finances. Give Alfie a call at the number on your screen. He'll be glad to answer any of your questions.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters. At Advantage Retirement Group, our business is your retirement. We're passionate about learning your hopes and dreams so we can work with you to achieve them. By maximizing the money you've saved, minimizing the dollars you pay in taxes and the risk you're exposed to, and creating a retirement income plan that ensures your savings lasts a lifetime. Call us today for your no-cost, no-obligation evaluation. Call now, 239-747-1080.
Retirement gives you long-awaited opportunities. You finally gain control over how you spend your time. But you also need control of your investments, of your hard-earned money. There are a lot of moving parts, and just saving over the years is only the first part. What about generating income, your Social Security, minimizing taxes, or managing risk? If you save for retirement, call us at 239-747-1080. Retirement can last more than 20 years, yet many people don't have enough money saved to get through 1 decade, let alone 2. Call us at 239-747-1080. Let us show you how to make your nest egg go the distance. That's 239-747-1080.
For over 100 years, Robin Stuckey has created beautiful living spaces that are truly unique. Whatever your lifestyle, our professional designers can easily help transform your home into your dream home. Plus, now we've made it simple to design your own personalized creations with infinite possibilities. We're uniquely yours. We're Robin Stuckey.
At Mondo Uomo, we specialize in remarkable clothing for the remarkable man. A brand that customers love and appreciate is St. Croix knits. Individually handcrafted and hand-finished in the United States, we guarantee the highest standards of quality and fit. Only the finest materials from around the world are used to create the very best sweater that you can buy. This is the cornerstone of the St. Croix collection. At Mondo Uomo, we offer you an exclusive selection of St. Croix specially created for our customers. Come see what enjoyable shopping is all about.